Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Tezos XTZ and its valuations against Bitcoin. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. So, with Tezos, we are still in this accumulation band as we continue to traverse the uncertainties of what's going to be happening to Bitcoin. However, this poses a good opportunity for anyone interested in Tezos. I am interested in Tezos um, as it has been simply accumulating against Bitcoin at this level for quite some time. I mean, ever since December. We see that January did have a run up, right? It was sorry, one second. It was a move of about 56% against Bitcoin. However, it wasn't the explosive move like what we saw with other cryptocurrencies. Um, However, I still think that uh, Tezos is on the table for a move. We simply just don't know when. However, in the time being, at least in my view, for certain cryptocurrencies, as long as there's potential of the upside, um, in some cases, that's enough for me. I try to identify best times to buy certain cryptocurrencies, and obviously with Tezos at the moment, we're in an optimal buying area. Obviously, I would have loved to buy Tezos at these levels at about 7,000 satoshis, but this range kind of ranges from about 7,000 to 10,000 satoshis, and within that range, I would consider it, an opportune buy for something like Tezos, and and so that's where we are. We retraced 17% against Bitcoin last week. That was not good, but you can attribute that to the downtrend of Bitcoin of last week. We dropped 12%. We bounced off the 100-day. We have rebounded. We're gaining at about 10% for the day. There's obviously a few hours left on the day for it to close, but essentially we're kind of seeing where we might land on for at least today. And the cryptocurrency market is reacting to that. It's showing signs of confidence. Obviously, there are some cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Chainlink that are kind of bleeding against Bitcoin at the moment, but it's only 2.25 for Ethereum and 0.5% for Chainlink. You have other cryptocurrencies like Basic Attention Token that's relatively up, Cardano that's relatively up, XRP that's showing great numbers at 18% for today. Monero that's kind of simply just kind of neutral at the moment, and also looping into the fold Tezos. Tezos is up 7% against Bitcoin today, up 17, almost 18% against the US dollar. So, with that said, we continue our journey within this accumulation zone for Tezos. Obviously, there's risk for it to go even further down. Some factors that might result in that is an extremely bearish Bitcoin, but at the moment, on the weekly time frame, it looks like we're still maintaining course of moving sideways. Now, the up looming 20-week moving average is always on our minds. Obviously, we're moving away from it because we're up 10% for the day. We have put in a somewhat of a gap in between compared to what we were last week. But even if we continue to move sideways, the 20-week moving average does not move sideways. It will continue to move up. From this week compared to last week, we've gained about $1,500 of valuation um, in terms of the 20-week moving average for Bitcoin. And so this will continue to move up, taper off potentially, uh, essentially making contact with Bitcoin, whether we like it or not. At that point, we would need to look for a bounce. If Bitcoin holds that level and rallies, then we could possibly see a Tezos that also rallies. Um, One example of this happening is if we compare, XTZ Bitcoin on from the Big Finesse chart, added it as a new panel. We know that um, that rallies from Bitcoin, not too bullish, but rallies from Bitcoin can result in a rally from Tezos. Okay, so that's kind of like what we're looking for. We're looking for a relatively bullish Bitcoin, but not too bullish, because we could see here that a extremely bullish Bitcoin can result in a very bleeding Tezos. Okay, during this entire span, this rally from the 20-week up, we saw Tezos bleed down. So we don't necessarily want Bitcoin to repeat, if you hold a lot of Tezos at least. Uh, you don't want to see Bitcoin making this kind of move. We kind of just want increments of bullishness, uh, for at least in the short term, to see Tezos do anything. Now, Tezos is an altcoin. It is subject to the movements of Bitcoin, but I think Tezos poses an interesting opportunity where a lot of altcoins are moving up. I mean, XRP is outside of the accumulation band. Litecoin is also outside of the accumulation band. You know, Cardano against Ether is way beyond that. VeChain against Ether is beyond that. You know, we're looking at altcoins that are now leaving their accumulation bands, and are being bullish, and Tezos at the moment is kind of lagging behind. I said the same thing about VeChain. Okay, the exact same thing about VeChain when Cardano was moving up. We said that Cardano's moving up, that's a good sign for VeChain, but when it was rallying, VeChain wasn't doing anything. It wasn't on the same pace as Cardano, but eventually we saw that it did. It outpaced Cardano and we went up to astronomical numbers. So I kind of see the same thing with Tezos. I'm kind of moving that same kind of thought to Tezos and its chart, and saying that uh, Tezos is a cryptocurrency that has a quite good value against Bitcoin at the moment right now to buy. It seems that it's lagging behind a bit, but with that said, it was capable of making a pretty impressive move 2 years ago, into 2020. It should be able to replicate that for the year 2021. And with that said, here we are. Um, and so I've already begun accumulating this coin. Um, I have made put a slight pause on it, considering where Bitcoin is in conjunction with its 20-week moving average. Um, but considering that we are moving up, that could be a bullish sign that things are going to hold at this level, and we'll see Bitcoin continue to stay above the 20-week moving average, which is good. So it's kind of still a wait and see moment with Tezos. I am kind of anticipating Bitcoin to make contact with the 20-week, in which case short term altcoins might potentially bleed. But um, after that bounce, I'm quite optimistic about altcoins still, and I'm still optimistic about altcoins. I still hold a considerable position in Ethereum, Chainlink, Uniswap, Basic Attention Token, Celsius, Litecoin, XRP, and Tezos. And that's pretty much my portfolio at the moment. I used to hold a lot of VeChain, but after this major run up, I've completely depleted my entire VeChain portfolio stack, and I will not buy VeChain until it reaches back down at this level here against Ethereum. But having said that, opportunity is still out there for those who are interested for Tezos. If you are willing to take the risk, it is a top 50 coin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So the risk is still there. Risk is still highly there. However, I cannot, you know, deny the opportunity that is upon us for Tezos, and that we're at opportune areas of buying for Tezos. Okay, every single time it's down at this level, it tends to come back up. It's happened 2 times in the past. We'll see it'll happen for a third time. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.